Am I audible and visible to all of you? Thank you so much. Let's close our eyes. We'll chant Om 3 times and then let's see what happens. Breathe in once and breathe out. Now breathe in for Om. Ramam Sharanam Samasta Jagatam Ramam Bina का गति. नीलाम्बुजश्यामल कोमलांगं सीता समारोपित वामभागं पाणौ महासायक चारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथं. शान्तं शाश्वतं प्रमयमनघं निर्वाण शांति प्रदं ब्रह्मा शंभु फणीन्द्र सेव्य मनिशं वेदांत वेद्यं विभुम् रामाख्यं जगदीश्वरं सुरगुरं मायामनुष्यं हरिं वन्देऽहं करुणाकरं रघुवरं भूपालचूडामणिम्. नान्यास्पृहा रघुपतेर्हृदयस्मदीये सत्यं वदामि च भवानखिलान्तरात्मा भक्तिं प्रयच्छ रघुपुङ्गवनिर्भरां मे. कामादिदोषरहितं कुरु मानसं च अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवन कृशाणुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यम् सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशम् रघुपति प्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि. Let us open our eyes now. We can switch on our cameras also if we are comfortable doing that. Welcome to the last week of our Ram Katha. Saints say that Ram Katha is not ended. So when we say it's the last week, tomorrow we are not concluding the Katha. Tomorrow we will be putting a Vishram on the Katha. We will be pausing it before we do it again. Every time when we do Ram Katha, something or the other comes up. And it is quite interesting to note, and you can let me know if you have also felt that on any given day when we have attended the Katha, the thing that might have been troubling us or the thing that might have been a question to us, somehow we get the solution of that through some discourse, through some saying. And who can do that? Humans cannot do it. But that will again only happen when we trust the process, when we are fully devoted, like you have been. So you all are worthy of a wholesome appreciation that you devoted yourself to the entire Ram Katha. It's a yagya. When you sit in the yagya, you don't get up in the middle and walk away. You complete the yagya. In really competitive terms, it is like a race also. When you start the race, doesn't matter whether you are going to be the first one or last one. You qualify the race only when you complete it. But this is not a race. This is yagya, in which our thoughts are the ahuti. We ourselves are the ahuti. Our commitment is the ahuti. The divine fire that emanates from this yagya purifies us. In fact, fire is always pure. It is always divine, irrespective of the medium that is used to incite the fire. The fire element is always pure and purifying. When someone crosses their life, then only the body remains, which according to our traditions is submitted to fire. And what does fire do? It ensures that the components this body is made up of, those components are well segregated. It ensures that the decay that is supposed to happen in a body which is deprived of prana, that decay doesn't happen. When you reach the final core of a cell, beyond which it is impossible to break it. When you deprive those little cell of the necessary nutrients to grow more, you purify them. And the body is submitted to earth, which is the major component of our mortal body. The subtle component of our mortal body is Akash Tattva. Whatever space that you see around, it is not something which is empty. It is an element. Everything is made up of it. If I join my hands like that, I can't cross my hands over. But when you look at your hand with a microscope, with a really powerful microscope, so you will realize that there are pores in it. And we all have seen that, especially in our 8th or ninth class. Some form of science experiment was related to it. Could be with your cheek cells or could be with your onion peel. Our body is like a net. You go even further, check the wire of that net, and you will find that that also has holes. And when you go deeper and deeper, you reach the level of an atom. The structure of an atom is also not solid. It has gaps in it. There is a core, which is the nucleus. And in that nucleus, there are protons. And surrounding that core are the electrons that are moving in their respective orbits. One orbit is farther than the other orbit. There is gap in that. You open up the nucleus and you will find protons in it. They are also segregated. However deep you go, you will find that there is just space. It is not even possible to collapse anybody. And at that stage, when we reach, that is our Akash Tattva, which is the most subtle element, Sukshma. And the most sthul element, the most dominant element is the earth element, which we can see in the form of our body. Fire purifies, segregates everything. Mata Sita is fire. She is the embodiment of purity. She is Lakshmi. Now, Lakshmi and Narayan, that's a very interesting concept. One day, somebody asked Gurudev that why some people who are so devoted are poor. So Gurudev gave a very interesting reply. First, he explained what is the meaning of poverty. For somebody, poverty could be that I have a lot of money. I maintain a car, I eat good food, but then I'm not really like that other person. So I'm relatively poor. But then there is no cure for that poverty. The other type of poverty is that we really are destitute and we are in that need of something. But in the spiritual sense, when we talk about, when we say that some, let's say, people are still destitute, miserable, but they are highly devoted. So Gurudev said something very interesting. Gurudev says that Spirituality means knowledge. Narayan means knowledge. So if your spirituality is perfect, if it is true, if it is full of devotion, then without Narayan, Lakshmi never settles. If Narayan is with you, Lakshmi has to come to you. So if you do not have Lakshmi, despite you being spiritual, there might be some problem with your kind of spirituality. Interestingly, Lakshmi is not money only. In Sanskrit literature, Lakshmi has been described as Shri. Shri means prosperity. Shri means knowledge. So when we invoke Lakshmi for us, we do not just invoke the money. Money automatically comes when Shri comes to you. When you invoke Shri, you invoke various types of siddhis. It's like saying when you are going to a buffet and then just tasting one dish, thinking that no, I don't want rest of the dishes. If you go to buffet, then you have access to all the dishes that are there. So it will be sheer foolishness if we do not check out every single thing. In our hearts, when we invoke Lakshmi, we invoke Shri. Oh goddess, if you have to give us something, first you give us Narayan, because he also will not go anywhere without you. And if Narayan is okay to come here, when you say him, then anyhow you are going to come with all your might. Never ever try to invoke Lakshmi without Narayan. Our gods have a very interesting way of ensuring equality. They would like to be represented by the feminine identity. Devki Nandan Krishna, Kaushalya Nandan Ram, and not just mothers, even wives also. Lakshmi Pati, Lakshmi Narayan, Jai Jai Sitaram, Radhe Krishna, and so forth. It is a wonderful thing that your Shri is paving the way for the knowledge that is you. And then you are going together. Bhagwan Ram, Lakshman ji, Sita Mata, they all are in forest right now. Bhagwan Ram has killed Khar, Dushan, Trishira. Shuknaka has reached Ravan. Ravan has decided that I am going to abduct Sita. I'll kidnap her. What a filthy thought. Kidnapping somebody's wife? For that matter, kidnapping itself is a filthy thought. And that too, kidnapping a woman that is not yours. Kidnapping can only be considered valid if the party that is going to be kidnapped has a say in it, which we call as haran. And the party that is going to be kidnapped should invoke kidnapping, not the other way around. When Rukmani ji was forcefully getting married to Shishupal, and nobody at her home was even ready to listen to her side of the story, She just sent a letter to Bhagwan Krishna. Either you come tomorrow or you will not find me alive. Because I'm not going to marry that sinner, Shishupal. You do my haran. Similar thing was suggested by Bhagwan Krishna to his sister Subhadra. And Subhadra then invoked the idea of haran. Next day, Arjun kidnapped her. All these things were part of a plan so that the final outcome, the divine outcome, can be reached. But here, Ravan is trying to kidnap somebody without even her wish. And that to a married woman, which is the biggest sin. But Ravan did not know that he cannot kidnap Sita Mata. How would you kidnap the purity, the fire? The whole embodiment of universe runs around Mata Sita. You cannot kidnap her. You cannot even touch her. Bhagwan Ram also knew it. So one day Lakshmanji was out. He had gone into the jungle to fetch some wood. And that time, Bhagwan Ram and Ma Sita decided that we should talk. We are in our final year of exile. It is time that we conclude our Leela now. Ravan will try to abduct you. And we have to do the Manushya Leela. But he cannot abduct you. If he abducts you, then entire universe falls. So Mata Sita said, "You're right, Lord." And then they decided to call upon Agni Dev. Agni Dev came there. Mata Sita sent herself, her actual self, to Agni Dev. Bhagwan Ram said, "Agni Dev, she is in your Sangrakshan." And Mata Sita then kept her illusionary Sita there, which Ravan could take away. Nobody got to know about that. And now it was time. Ravan came to Marich. Marich is that same demon that Bhagwan Ram hit with an arrowless arrow, a non-pointed arrow, which is called Bina Parse Ka Baan. When Bhagwan Ram was brought to the jungle by Muni Vishwamitra, Bhagwan Ram killed Tadka. And at that time, he killed Subahu, but he did not kill Marich. Without that sharpnel in the front of the barn, Bhagwan Ram sent the barn, so Marich got hit hard, and then he was thrown thousands and thousands of yards away. And at that time, he realized the power of Bhagwan Ram, and he started doing his bhajans. And Ravan came. Ravan said, Marich is actually Ravan's mama. Ravan said, Marich, I want your help to kidnap Sita. Marich said, are you crazy? Do you even know who she is? She is Jagat Janani. And do you even know who Ram is? Raman in his heart knew that, but he knew that his good deeds at this stage are not going to give him that place in the lotus feet of Bhagwan Ram. So all he had to do is to continue his bad deeds so that he is killed by him. So he said, you just obey what I'm asking you to do. It is said that there are some accounts in Valmiki Ramayan when the saints calculated the time, Marich spent almost 2.5 hours to just tell Raman who Ram is and why you should not meddle in his affairs. But it is said na, that when the bad time comes, your mati goes away. So Marich refused that I am not going to do that. Marich said, Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. Ram is the embodiment of Dharma. By the way, this same shloka, Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma, is written in the Ram temple in Ayodhya. This was said by Marich. So when Rakshas is also saying something good, you should accept it. And Bhagwan Ram demonstrated that. When Vibhishan ji came to Bhagwan Ram because Raman had expelled him, then Bhagwan Ram adhered to everything that Vibhishan said. So Marich refused that I'm not going to be part of this sin. And then Raman said, okay, I will kill you. And then Marich thought, if if I take part in this thing, then I'm definitely going to be killed by Bhagwan Ram. And if I don't take part in this nonsense, then he is going to kill me. If my end is fixed now, then I should not die at the hands of such a sinner. So he said, all right. And then he gave his best. Marich said, all right, let's do it. Ravan suggested him that you take the form of a golden deer. So beautiful golden deer that Sita gets attracted to you and sends Ram to take you away. Bhagwan Ram and Ma Sita already knew this, but they had to partake in. And imagine a situation when we see something which is so out of the world. Instead of doubting that, we start believing it and we become so attracted to it. So many digital scams that are happening in our country are happening because of this whole thing that somebody is promising you moon. When you know that nobody can actually give you a moon, but still we are attracted to it. Marich took the form and Sita Mata saw him. For a moment, she became so enchanted that, oh Swami, get me that deer, no? If we get it alive, then we'll take it to Ayodhya. We don't have such deers in Ayodhya. If we do not get it alive, then we'll give the Mrigcharn to Gurudev Vashisht for him to meditate upon. And this is a wonderful Mrig. Bhagwan Ram said, all right. But then Bhagwan Ram instructed Lakshman that I am going, you take care of Sita under any pretext. Don't leave her. This is my clear cut instructions to you. It is a jungle. We just had a fight with 12,000 demons. Shurpnakha ran away. I'm sure she must be cooking something. So you stay here with her. And Bhagwan Ram started following that Marich golden rig. And now the deer is going here and there, and Bhagwan Ram is running. And Marich ensured that he take away Bhagwan Ram to a very far off place. So that for him to return to Mata Sita takes a lot of time. And by then, Ravan would do his job because that is what he was supposed to do. Otherwise, Ravan would kill him. And finally, when he thought that he has taken Bhagwan Ram quite away, then Bhagwan Ram shot an arrow at Marich. And Marich immediately decided that if I die in this getup, then what's the point? I want to be liberated. So just before he was about to die, he came in his own form. And then he did something even wonderful. He was such a great mimic artist. He made the voice of Bhagwan Ram and started screaming, "Oh Lakshman, oh Sita, help me. This is a demon who is trying to kill me. I'm alone. Run towards me quickly. Oh Lakshman, oh Sita." And the voice was so sad and desperate and so loud that Mata Sita heard it. And then she said to Lakshman, "Go help your brother." And Lakshman said that, "I know that you are distressed, but mother, nobody can do anything wrong to Bhaiya Ram. He is the Parabrahma Parmeshwar. Didn't you see how in just a flick of an arrow, he defeated 12,000 demons and killed Kar Dushan Trishara?" But when we are distressed, knowledge doesn't get into us. And in that case, we can't do anything. So Sita Mata said some really pinching words to Lakshman. And then Lakshman had to obey because it is the order of her mother. So Lakshman said, "All right, mother, I am going to go. But you ensure one thing, I'm going to make a protective layer around the house. Until I and Bhaiya return, don't come out of this layer. It is a one-way layer. Once you come out of it, it is not possible to go back in because the defense mechanism will be activated. And nobody from outside can enter." She said, "All right." Lakshman had to safeguard her because his brother said it. And then Lakshman ran away. And here, Ravan was just waiting. He took the form of a saint and entered the premises of the hut, the kutia. And suddenly he was taken aback because that divine power that Lakshman Rekha was giving It was not possible for Ravan to cross it. He knew that something is here, something is here. And if I dare cross it, I will be burnt. I need to do something else, and there is less time. So he started calling from outside, Bhiksham Dehi, Devi, Bhiksham Dehi. Mata Sita heard that. In their culture, it was important to ensure that if a saint comes to your door, saint should never go back empty stomach. What do saints want anyway? They just want bhiksha to ensure that their bodies keep on running. That's all. So Mata Sita brought in some fruits from the inside of the hut and then passed it along like this. Ravan said, "Is this the way you are going to give me the alms? Properly come out, take my ashirvad, give it to me, otherwise you are insulting me." Sita Mata said, "In other cases, I would have done that. But right now, my brother in law has created a protective shield around me and has advised me to not step out of it. And I'm going to honor that because he has done that for my own protection. So I therefore request you, O Saint, you please come ahead and take it from my hand this time." Ravan became furious, started cursing the families of Sita Mata and Bhagwan Ram. And then he said that I am going to curse both the Kul. And Sita Mata became afraid. She became frightened. And she said, "No, no, no, please don't curse our clans. I will come." And she stepped out. Ravan was just waiting for that to happen. He quickly grabbed her hand, made her sit in Ravan's Viman, and quickly ordered the Viman to fly. Meanwhile, Sita Mata is screaming, "You dusht! Don't you have any shame that you have just abducted a married woman?" But the demon that Ravan was kept on saying that, "What would you do with that sannyasi? What are you getting anyway out of it? I will give you a palace. I will give you a good life. I'll make you the queen." But then Ravan is saying these things to Mata Sita, the very embodiment of truth, the very embodiment of purity, the very power. And the hues and cries were heard by Jatayu. Jatayu was a vulture. The story goes back that Jatayu and Dashrath were friends. They had not met for a long time, but then they made a pact. Dashrath said that, "Okay, my son is yours. You don't have a son, my son is yours." So when Jatayu got to know that Bhagwan Ram, Mata Sita, Lakshman have come there, he just remained around to take care of them. And then when he heard that Ravan has kidnapped Mata Sita, He immediately ran and started fighting. We are not from candle culture. When we see a Devi in distress, we take out our arms. Whenever adharma is happening, we take out our arms. Ahimsa parmo dharma. Ahimsa is a great thing. Non-violence is the best thing. Dharma hinsa tathaivacha. But when there is an attack on your dharma, your righteousness, your code of conduct, your very existence, civilization, sociology, then ahimsa is just cowardice. Dharma hinsa tathaivacha. In that case, taking up arms is the dharma, becomes the dharma. What if the Pandavas had not taken up arms after going through so much of ordeal? What kind of world we would be living in that would have been created by Duryodhan? The one for whom there was no difference between a wrong person and a right person. She would look every single woman with a wrong eye. It is our responsibility, moral responsibility, to ensure that we adhere to dharma and we protect it. When we protect the dharma, dharma protects us. So Jatayu started fighting with Ravan with his claws. And he almost made Ravan immobile. And then finally Ravan thought that I just cannot keep on defending myself. I have to kill this. And he took out his talwar, and with that sword, he cut the wings of Jatayu. And Jatayu fell down. But for some time, Jatayu ensured that he doesn't die. He held on to his prana. After some time, Bhagwan Ram and Lakshman returned. Bhagwan Ram said to Lakshman that I ordered you not to come. Why did you come? And then Lakshmanji told everything that I had to. What could I do? Bhagwan Ram said, I'm not getting a good feeling. Something wrong must have happened there. Let's go. And then when they reached there, they could not find Mata Sita. And then they started searching everywhere. Bhagwan Ram is crying, asking trees, asking the animals, where is Sita? Where is Sita? It is exactly the same time when Sati Mata wanted to take the test of Bhagwan Ram, which we discussed in our very first lecture. Anyway, Bhagwan Ram is running. And after going here and there, looking at something, some steps or couple of jewelry, things like that, roaming here and there, they finally heard the cries of Jatayu. And then they quickly ran there. Jatayu had just been keeping his prana until the time Ramji came to see him so that he can tell that Sita has been abducted by Ravan, the king of Lanka, and they have gone south. And Jatayu said it. Bhagwan Ram did the Antim Sanskar of Jatayu. And that way Jatayu got the crux of the promise that Dashrath made to him, that my first son is yours. Dashrath did not get the opportunity of cremation by Bhagwan Ram? Jatayu did. For Bhagwan Ram, Jatayu was like a father. And then they moved forward. And in that quest, they reached a place where a lady was waiting for Bhagwan Ram. And that lady was Mata Shabri. 10,000 years, Mata Shabri had been waiting for Bhagwan Ram. One day, Mata Shabri decided that I just want to devote myself to Lord. So, what she used to do, she would wake up very early in the morning. She would go around, clean all the ashrams in the nearby, and will quickly come back. And nobody ever got to know who would come, who cleaned the ashrams every day. One day, a Muni decided, I will check out who that person is. And then Muni Matang caught Shabri. And Matang Muni said, if you want to be so near to Lord, come to this ashram. I will teach you, I will give you bhakti. Mata Shabri became so happy that this is what I wanted, but I did not know how to get it, whom to get it from. For a long time, Mata Shabri ensured that she was immersed in her bhakti. Every day, she would clean up the ashrams, she would do all the pujas, she would do the nam jap, she would do the seva every day for many, many, many years. And one day, Matang Muni said, my dear Shabri, my child, I'm going. Mata Shabri asked, where are you going? He said, I'm going to Ram. Mata Shabri said, take me along. Matang Muni said, I am going to Ram, but Ram will come to you. Just wait and keep doing whatever you are doing. For 10,000 years, Mata Shabri every day would pluck fresh flowers, fresh fruits, would taste the fruits that when Bhagwan Ram comes, I want to give him the sweetest of the fruits. So devoted she was that she didn't even realize that she is making the fruits unholy, dirty. But a bhakt doesn't make things unholy. And finally, Bhagwan Ram came. Mata Shabri asked, who are you? Step away from my flowers, they are for somebody else. And Bhagwan Ram said, Mata, they are for me. And then Mata Shabri looked at Bhagwan Ram and she got stuck there. This kind of divinity I never felt. Who are you? So Bhagwan Ram said, I am Dashrath Nandan Ram. And Shabri fell in the feet of Bhagwan Ram. Saints say that the biggest reason for Bhagwan Ram to take birth was actually Shabri. No one else was there for like 10,000 years. She had been waiting, and everything else just aligned with it. Multitasking, Bhagwan Ram did. I'm going to meet Shabri also. I'm going to liberate Ahilya also. I'm going to liberate the Kevat also. I'm going to meet a lot of saints as well. I'll kill Ravan also exactly at the same time. Imagine what level of operational management would go into it. Yeah, exactly at that time I have to take the birth. Otherwise, it will be a redundancy. So Bhagwan Ram met Shabri Mata. And Shabri fed all those fruits, chewed fruits, the fruits that she had already taken the bite from. And Bhagwan Ram was constantly eating those and was very happy. Lakshmanji was looking at it, what is he doing? And the Bhagwan Ram offered one to Lakshman also. Try it, Lakshman. It's very sweet. Lakshmanji thought, Arey, how can I eat that? And why Bhaiya is eating it? But then Lakshman realized that if Bhaiya is eating it, then I don't really have to think twice. And then Bhagwan Ram asked Shabri, what do you want? She said, I just want your bhakti. And Bhagwan Ram gave the blessing of Navadha Bhakti. 9 types of bhakti. What these 9 types of bhakti are, we'll talk about that later. But the bhakti that is represented here is that for you, only I should be the one of concern. When you think upon me, when you work thinking that I'm devoting my actions to the Lord, when you're singing my praises, this is bhakti. And bhakti is the easiest way of liberation, especially in Kali Yuga. You don't know any sadhan, nothing, just bhakti. Any type of bhakti, pure devotion. Not that you have to chant every day as well, although that works well. So Bhagwan Ram gave Navada Bhakti to Ma Shabri. And then Bhagwan Ram asked that my wife has been stolen by a demon called Ravan. What should I do? This is the Lord who is asking because he's doing the Manushya Leela. And Ma Shabri said, you go to that side, there is a Rishyamukh Parvat, Rishyamukh mountain. On the Rishyamukh mountain, there is a person called Sugriv who lives there. He is a monkey king. You meet with Sugriv and he will help you out with that. After this, Bhagwan Ram immersed Shabri into himself. Ma Shabri left her body with the yoga power, reached the Saket Dham of Bhagwan Ram, and Bhagwan Ram did the Antim Sanskar of the body of Shabri Mata and then moved ahead. And finally, they reached Rishyamukh Parvat, but it was such a massive mountain. There were no ways to reach that Parvat. They could not even know what exactly is that place on Rishyamukh mountain where Sugriv might be residing. Imagine you have to go to a big mountain to find somebody. You don't even know which cave this guy is living in. One cave might be on the left hand side, one cave might be 1 kilometers above, high altitudes. And then Sugriv was also looking that two people are approaching here. They look muscular. But their faces are very innocent. But their faces are innocent. So why do they have bow and arrow with them? All these things are very incongruous, no? So Sugriv called upon his minister. Guess who that was? Hanumanji. Hanuman, you go check out who these people are. Because I fear that they might have been sent by Bali. Bali was Sugriv's brother. Bali was the king of a kingdom called Kishkindha. But Bali had an interesting personality in that when somebody would challenge Bali, he could not stop himself. So one day a demon came and challenged Bali. Oh, Bali, why are you sitting over there? Come fight with me if you have the metal. Otherwise, go hide in the achal of your wife. This is how this demon incited Bali. Go hide behind your wife. Otherwise, if you're a man, come fight with me. Bali became furious. He ran after. Sugriv ran after Bali to ensure that if Bali falls in any danger, then he should be there to help him. Sugriv loved Bali. In fact, Bali also loved Sugriv. But Bali was very egoistic. And after too much of running away, they reached a cave. And Bali wanted to follow that demon into the cave, but before going inside, Bali said to Sugriv, Sugriv, you wait here for 15 days. If I do not return in 15 days, consider me dead. You go back, take the throne, and manage the Kishkinda kingdom. Sugriv said, okay. 15 days elapsed. Bali did not return. But Sugriv still stayed and stayed there for entire month, 15 more days. And after a month, a big stream of blood came out of that cave. And then Sugriv thought, it has been already 30 days. I think Bali was killed by this demon. And if this demon is this powerful that he killed Bali, then he will come back and he will smash my entire kingdom. What will happen to my Janta? So Sugriv took a big stone and covered the mouth of that cave with that big boulder so that the demon cannot come out. And then Sugriv returned, told the story to everybody, and started managing day-to-day affairs of Kishkinda. After a few days, Bali came back. And without even thinking, without even asking, Bali straight away reached to Sugriv and said, you traitor, you wanted me dead. I knew this is what you had on your mind. And started beating Bali like anything. He wanted to kill Bali. He wanted to kill Sugriv. Sugriv ran away towards Rishyamukh Parvat because that was an area which was guarded by a curse. The curse was given to Bali that you cannot enter the Rishyamukh Parvat zone. And that was the only place where Sugriv could hide. Otherwise, Bali would catch him and would kill him to the ends of the earth. And Bali then did one more wrong thing. He abducted the wife of his brother. And since then, Sugriv had been in hiding, thinking about how he should get his wife back and how he should ensure that they at least live peacefully if they cannot return to Kishkinda. Couple of good friends of Sugriv, the aides, trusted aides, also came along, and one of them were Hanumanji as well. And that is what Sugriv feared when he saw that these two gentlemen who look innocent but are very muscular in their build, but they are wearing the clothes of a sage, but then they are also wielding bow and arrow. Definitely, Bali must have sent them to identify us and kill us. You go and check, Hanuman. And Hanumanji is the embodiment of intelligence, power, diplomacy. So Hanumanji took the form of a Brahman and started talking in Sanskrit. And Ramji heard that in this Nirjan one, how can I hear the voice of a scholar? So they started discussing, and Hanumanji asked, "You don't look from here. Where are you from? Who are you?" And Bhagwan Ram said, "I am Ram, son of Dashrath, who is king of Ayodhya. And this is my brother Lakshman. And we are in search of our wife that a demon has kidnapped." Hanumanji started crying and he said, "Swami, I am stupid that I could not identify you, but you could not identify your Bhakt Hanuman." And then they hugged each other. And Hanumanji said, "Let's go to Sugriv. You sit on my shoulders, one person on each shoulder, and then I'll take you to that top of the mountain where Sugriv is there." And Sugriv is also in the similar kind of distress, plus he is also a king, had been at least. His devotion to you cannot come as a Bhakt and Swami devotion. You do friendship with him. And as a friend, he would give you anything, the way you give everybody everything. You do friendship with him, and he will help you with that. And finally, they reached Sugriv. Around the ceremonial fire, they took the vow of being friends to each other. And Sugriv said that couple of days ago, I heard the cries of a woman. She threw something. Let me show you that first. And then Bhagwan Ram was given that little packet in which some ornaments were there. And Bhagwan Ram said to Lakshman, "Lakshman, look, this is the necklace of Sita. These are the bangles of Sita, isn't it?" Lakshmanji said, "I don't know, Bhaiya. I only looked at the feet of Mata Sita. So I know that those toe rings and the pile that is there, that is definitely Mata Sita's. But I don't know about the bangles and anything else." And then they got to know that it was Sita. And they said that this demon took Mata Sita in that direction. And Sugriv said, "I could have helped you if I had my army with me. And then Sugriv told the entire story of how he came here and what was the issue with Bali. And Bhagwan Ram said, "Don't worry, I am going to punish Bali. I'll kill him." And Sugriv said, "I know you are almighty. Hanumanji says so, but you don't know how powerful Bali is. So if it is okay with you, can I test your power?" And Bhagwan Ram smiled. He said, "Let's try." So Sugriv took Bhagwan Ram to a place where there was a skeleton of a very, very, very big animal. And then Sugriv asked Bhagwan Ram if you can move it. Bhagwan Ram just touched the carcass with his toe, just touched it, and it went far away. Sugriv was amazed. What just happened? But still, there was some doubt. Sugriv said, "Bali can tear this one tarred tree with his arrow." Bhagwan Ram said, "All right." Bhagwan Ram took out the arrow, shot it in a mode that 7 tarred trees that were in line were drilled, and then they fell. And now Sugriv was absolutely confident that Bhagwan Ram will kill Bali. So Bhagwan Ram sent Sugriv to Bali and asked him, "Go, invoke him, challenge him. He will come to you, and when you guys will be fighting, I will kill him." Bali started running towards Sugriv. His wife Tara stopped him. "Swami, wait. Do you think this Sugriv, who never dared to come to you for such a long time, suddenly came to you and started challenging you? He definitely has a backing of somebody, you should know." Tara, the wife of Bali, was a very intelligent woman. In fact, there are only 5 women in our entire history that have been considered Panchkanya. Panchkanyas are those Kanyas who are considered divine figures. If somebody, especially women, if they imbibe the power, the characteristic of any of the Panchakanya, their own life becomes sorted. Who are these Panchakanya? One is Draupadi, the wife of Pandavas. The second is Kunti, mother of Pandavas. Third is Ahilya, the wife of Gautam Rishi, who became the Ahilya became the stone after a curse, and then Bhagwan Ram lifted that curse. Fourth one is Tara, wife of Bali. And fifth one is Mandodari, wife of Ravan. These are 5 Panchakanyas. The highest pedestal, the embodiment of knowledge in femininity, the one that should be followed. And despite many of them being with a sinful consort, they ensure that their character remains to the highest level. These are Panchkanyas. And that same Panchkanya is warning her husband, "Don't go." But then Bali, the egoist, went behind, and finally he was killed by Bhagwan Ram. And while he was on his deathbed, he said, "Why did you do that in hiding?" He said that you are an ultimate sinner. You do everything in hiding. You have a boon that anybody who would fight with you one on one, his 50% force will come into you. And then you have also kidnapped, stolen the wife of your brother. Are you crazy? That's a very bad thing to do. And then he realized that I actually have done something bad. And while he was about to die, he called upon his son Angad and said, Angad, now you will be in the ages of Bhagwan Ram, and whatever he says, you do that. And he requested Bhagwan Ram to take Angad in his fold, in his care. He apologized to Sugriv. Sugriv also started crying. Bhagwan Ram said, I can give you Jivan Dan right away. But then Bali said that I don't want Jivan Dan. I will never get this opportunity to be blessed and liberated by you if you give me Jivan Dan. I'm okay. Everything is sorted. Sugriv is under the right hands. My kingdom will also stay properly. And then Sugriv was given the throne of Kishkinda, and the rainy season came upon. Rainy season at that time used to be so massive that every single place would be filled with water, grass, and it would be next to impossible to walk. So Bhagwan Ram decided that we are going to spend the Chaumasa, that means the 4 months of rains, in this cave on the Rishimukh Parvat. And after the Chaumasa is over, Sugriv, you should send all of your army everywhere and find Mata Sita. Chaumasa passed. Sugriv did not return. Bhagwan Ram became furious and he sent Lakshmanji to Kishkinda kingdom to warn Sugriv or lest he be killed. Just before Lakshmanji was about to arrive in the Kishkinda kingdom, Jamvantji, Hanumanji, they all were talking about this thing that it has been 4 months that Sugriv has been immersed in all the fun and frolics. He forgot the very job that he was supposed to do. And then they reached Sugriv, and then they reminded Sugriv of this thing. And Sugriv realized, oh, this is something wrong which I have done. And meanwhile, Lakshmanji arrived. And here, Tara Rani was trying to counsel Lakshmanji. She is very intelligent, very diplomatic. She's a Panchkanya. And suddenly, Sugriv came out. And then Lakshmanji said that Sugriv, I am going to kill you. You betrayed us. But Hanumanji jumped in between and he said that I know that he did not return to you immediately, but imagine the situation of a person who had been away from his kingdom, his wife, and we are monkeys. We are more immersed in materialism. When he gets something, sometimes it is natural to forget what you were supposed to do. But Sugriv realized this mistake just a while ago, and he had already ordered the monkeys of everywhere to come so that he can send them in different directions. So don't worry, please quench your anger. We are good to go. And Sugriv and everybody else went to the Rishimukh Parvat, met Lord Ram, Sugriv apologized. Bhagwan Ram said, it's okay. And then so many monkeys, bears came. Later on, in Ramcharitmanas, it comes that there were Padum 18 Juthap Bandar. So the counting goes like this: tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh, crore. Then 100 crore is Arv, Kharv, Padma, Neel, Shank. And 15 Padam, that means 15,000 crores, I guess, or 1,500 crores were just the leaders of Vanar Sena. So imagine rest of the Vanar Sena would have been how massive and big. And they came. Sugriv divided them in 4 parts to be sent in 4 directions: north, south, east, and west. And ordered that I am giving you 30 days worth of time. You have to go in your respective direction and you have to return within 30 days. And if all of you come back without any trace of Mata Sita, then I'm going to kill all of you. The team that was supposed to go towards the south was the team that was led by Jamvantji, Hanumanji, and Angad. Bhagwan Ram called Hanuman. He knew that Hanuman is going to do the job. He is Sankat Mochan. And then Bhagwan Ram gave the very same ring to Hanumanji that Sita Mata gave to Bhagwan Ram when Bhagwan Ram did not have money to pay to Kevat. And Bhagwan Ram gave this to Hanumanji and said, when you find Sita, give it to her. She will understand that you genuinely have come from my side. And then they marched on. Marching, going through mountains and rivers and whatnot. Then they finally reached the end of the land and they saw massive sea in front of us. Without any thought, without any hint of what to do now. And at that time, they all became depressed and sad. They thought that if we go back empty handed, we are anyway going to be killed. So let's just stay there. We will still be killed because there is nothing to eat as such. And we won't even eat. We will, give our pran away. There are some fruits which we can eat, but that's okay. And then there was a vulture that was looking at them. And vulture said, wow, suddenly so much of bounty. I will be able to eat for I don't know how many days. When God gives, he gives amazingly. And then this vulture, whose name is Sampati, came towards them and started talking that I'm going to eat you. And they said, yes, you should eat us. Because anyway, the thing that we are supposed to do, we are not able to do that. So better is that we at least become useful to somebody. We have not been able, we have not been useful to Bhagwan Ram. But Jamvantji had been there for a long time. So Jamvan knew that, are you Sampati, Jatayu's brother? Sampati said, yes. How do you know Jatayu? And then Jamvanji told the entire story. How Jatayu fought with Raman to save Mata Sita, who is Mata Sita, who is Bhagwan Ram and everybody. And Sampati said, oh my God, my brother is no more. And then Sampati said that one day, Jatayu and I had a competition that who will reach the sun first. But Jatayu was brainy, so he realized that his wings were burning, so he retained. But I was so egoistic that I kept on marching towards that. And I didn't even realize that suddenly my wings got burned and I fell here. But the vision of a vulture is very sharp. So I cannot fly, but let me go to this mountain and see where Mata Sita is. And he went there and he saw that Mata Sita is on that island that you see from here. You can't see Mata Sita, but I can see because my vision is very sharp. So you figure out a way to go there. And then Jambanji started thinking that in my youth, when Bhagwan took avatar as Vaman, I had done the pradakshina of earth many times. But now I am old. I cannot do it. And then they started thinking if Angad can do it. Angad said, I can go definitely, but I am not sure if I'll be able to return. Plus, they were not also willing to send Angad right away because he was made Yuvraj by Bhagwan Ram. So if something happens to Sugriv, you have to save the future king. Hanumanji was just sitting somewhere in the corner. And then Jamvanji looked at Hanumanji and said, Oh, Hanuman, your birth has happened to serve Lord Ram. Let me remind you of your powers that were binded by the saints when you were young, when you were notorious, when you wanted to eat the sun. And you got a boon that later, when the need comes and somebody reminds you of your power, then your power will be invoked. And suddenly, Hanumanji started feeling that energy that, yes, something is happening. I'm realizing what my true power is. And immediately, Hanumanji took the form of the really, really massive person and said, Jai Shri Ram. And then he said that I can go to Lanka, I can kill Ravan, I can bring Mata Sita back. But oh Jamvanji, you are the elder one. I am feeling so much of surge of energy. I have so many resources as if I am full of power. But I know when power is at the highest, one should not take hasty decisions. So you guide me with your experience. What should I do? And isn't that what we should be doing? When we feel that we have a lot of power, so many resources at our disposal, before taking a decision, ask your elders. And then Jambanji said, just go and get to know where Mata Sita is. Then come back, we will tell this to Bhagwan Ram, and then he will do what he has to. And Hanumanji said, जामवंत के बचन सुहाए सुनी हनुमंत हृदय अति भाए. And Hanumanji said, Oh my dear friends, तब लगी मोहे पर खेऊ तुम भाई सही दुख कंद मूल फल खाई. I'll return, but meanwhile just stay there, eat the fruits whatever that are available to you for the time being. जब लगी आवहूं सीत ही देखी होए काज मोए हर्ष विशेषी. I'm feeling so happy that I will definitely be able to find Mata Sita. यह कहीं नाथ कहूं तहु माता चलेऊ हर्ष ही धरे रघुनाथा. In his heart, Hanumanji kept Bhagwan Ram and started. सिंधु तीर एक भूधर सुंदर, कौतुक कूदी चढ़े उता ऊपर. He jumped immediately on a mountain. बार बार रघुवीर संभारी. Started saying Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. तर क्यों पवन तनय बल भारी. जय गिरि चरण दे हनुमंता, चले हु सोगा पाताल तुरंता. And Bhagwan Hanuman took a leap, and the pressure that was exerted by him sent that very mountain he was standing on in the patal. जिमिर अमोघ रघुपति कर बाणा, एही भांति चलेउ हनुमान. The way Bhagwan Ram's barn is amog, it always finds its target. Exactly like Bhagwan Ram's barn, exactly like Bhagwan Ram's arrow, Hanumanji started moving towards Lanka. जल निधि रघुपति दूत बेचारी, ते मैनाक होय श्रमहारी. And in that journey, he met a couple of people. And first one was Menak Mountain. What wonderful journey he took. How Bhagwan Hanuman reached Lanka and found out about Mata Sita. Then returned to Bhagwan Ram. We'll talk about this massive, amazing journey in our last day of Katha, that is tomorrow. Till then, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Bajrang Bali. Let's close our eyes for a moment. Mangal Bhavan Mangal Hari, Dravau Sudasarath Ajir Bihari. Feel the immense power that Bhagwan Ram and Bhagwan Hanuman are giving you. Feel the divinity of Hanumanji, who is the very embodiment of Bhagwan Shankar, in your divine womb that is housing your little one. Let the Lord and the Guru bless you and your families. Gently open your eyes. Spend your day in positivity. Eat well. And tomorrow we will meet at 7:30 p.m. Jai Shri Ram.